Depression is inflammation in the brain. So you'll be surprised how many patients go on my anti-inflammatory diet, which is I change the diet and fix them all up, and the depression goes away. So ask yourself, not just questions about physically how you're feeling, but mentally also. And if the answer is that, Doc, I'm not optimal, I'm forgetful, I'm depressed, I'm having sleep disturbance, I'm relation things, I've changed, my body's also changed, you have inflammation.
We have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who they're leaving it for. And the question that's been left for you is, what was the most difficult day of your life and how did you overcome it?
The most difficult day of my life was a very personal one for me. You know, when my dad passed away, and and I'm Dr. J. And when he was sick and he didn't want to go to the hospital, and then he passed away in his sleep, and then you always ask yourself, could I have done something differently? You second guess yourself. And that second guessing happened with him. Of course, it was very, very painful, but it happens with patients as well. But how did I overcome it? It taught me a lot about my own limitations as well, as a physician, as a son, as a scientist, as a reader. And that's why I'm motivated to do what we are doing here also, is to do the best you can to educate people.
What was he sick with? What was his predicament?
He was a cardiac patient already. And he's got a very interesting story. Actually, he was told that he only had a few years to live after he had bypass surgery. But then I put him through all the things we talked about today. He lost a lot of weight. He went from 185 pounds to 135 pounds. He changed his diet and he lived another 30 years. And he did another 6 world tours and traveled, and he had a wonderful life. Okay. The impact of simple things that we can do to change his life. So he stopped drinking all alcohol as well. And he really had a very clean diet and everything else. But that night, he came down with some sort of infection. He had massive diarrhea and massive explosion. And I think that what really happened is he got overwhelmed. It's the gut. He got overwhelmed with a toxin from his gut. And then he passed away. But here's a man who lived to 89, who was supposed to have passed away in his 60s, and the impact. But the thing is that, we shouldn't second guess ourselves. We don't want to live in the past. I want to live in the present moment, not even in the future. So all these things have taught me to live in the moment. And one of the skills I've developed is just that when I'm with you, I'm only with you. If I'm doing your surgery, I'm only doing your surgery. If I'm having a conversation with you, you and I are the only people that matter right now. And this being in the moment, that ability to be that, is something I learned over time. Because before, something bad happens, your next case, you're still reminiscing about that and you're regretting that. You can't do that. Life is only expressed in this moment, right now. So learning how to live in the moment applies not only to me, but to everybody. We're all living in the past otherwise. Or we're worried about the future. So how do you learn present moment awareness and live in this moment so that we will be happier, we can do what we want to do, make the changes we need to make, get the courage and have the willpower to go out and make a difference to yourself and to everyone around you? It starts with you being here. Are you here? Or are you in your past? Or have you gone off into the future? That's a skill that medicine has taught me, and I've become humbled by it.